Shaw. Welcome to the call, bro. What's going on, dude?
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, just got the first deal, 19 years old. And man, like I've been in this program a while, Nick. You've helped me so much. And it's yeah, let's just get started.
Dude, we're going full speed. I like this. So, guys, everyone that's listening to this call, those of you that are on Facebook watching this live, or those of you that will watch it on YouTube or a replay, my whole purpose with doing these interviews is, and I posted today actually on my Facebook account, and I don't know if you saw that, Cameron. I don't know. I think we're friends on Facebook. And guys, I'm starting to realize that like the biggest flex that you can flex is flexing on like your clients. Like I catch myself all the time nowadays telling so many people, I'm like, dude, you guys want to know how much Kyle made this month? You want to know how much I have a student that's making 45K. I've got a student that's making 30. I got a 19-year-old kid that's slinging deals. Like to me, I look at it and it's cool when you see the guy that's like crushing it, right? And he's got all the stuff, but it's even cooler when like his employees and his clients are also killing it, right? Then you're like, okay, this guy actually is providing value and it's not just some bag of tricks, right? So anyway, everyone that's listening, wherever you're at, whenever, if this is a replay, whatever, my whole purpose for doing these is I got two things I want to do. Number one is I want to basically completely obliterate any of the yeah buts. What does that mean? Everyone has a yeah but. When Cameron, I don't know if this is Cameron, but a lot of people that are young, that are 18, 19, 17, 20, 22, they think, yeah, this is a cool business model. It's awesome on paper, but I'm 19. No one's going to take me seriously. Yeah, that's a cool business model. You're in the US, but I'm in Australia. Yeah, but I have an accent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm trying to show everybody, I don't care what color your skin is, what your accent is, what language you speak, if you're male, female, it does not matter. It's all about following the process and anyone can make money in this business. So I wanted to bring you on, bro, because dude, you are 19 years old. I remember when we talked, I could tell like you were super hungry and I could just feel that energy, which I really, really like. And I don't say that to everybody. I interviewed Asley and Amar last night, and they have that same, like you just tell there's something there. And dude, I remember that call because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't your girlfriend in the room?
My girlfriend's in the room.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like laying on my bed the whole time listening to you. And
I remember getting on. I'm like, I hope we're cool, bro. Like this, but no, it was all good. So, dude, tell everyone, you're 19. Where are you based at?
so Canada, Ontario, by Toronto.
Dude, we got two.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. So yesterday, the people I interviewed are from Canada too.
I saw that, yeah.
Canada. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Bieber. You know what I'm saying? Dude, Canada's pulling some heat, dude. I love it. So you're in, you say Ontario?
Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
How does a 19-year-old kid, okay, I'm putting myself in your shoes when I'm 19, dude. Do you know like what I was doing? Like I was just like going to the gym for 2 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like sloughing class, sleeping in, going to money. I was working at a ski resort, putting boots on people to go snowboarding. How did you find out this quickly? Like, how did you gravitate at this age to like, hey, I got to make money. I got to make passive income. Like, how did this click for you at such a young age?
Oh, you're really good. So, I'd love to tell you, like, so I've been in sales for a long time. Both my parents are business owners, but back to what you were saying, the main thing, I don't want anyone to think, oh, but his parents are business owners. Oh, he's been in sales. He's done door to door. Like that's a huge but. The biggest thing is, I was online. I found a guy, Joseph. Joseph is so helpful. Do you know Joseph?
Joseph the Nigerian?
Yes, Nigerian Joseph.
Bro, Nigerian Joseph, the Nigerian Prince. Anyone that's watching this, if you don't know Nigerian Prince, you've probably been scammed by him. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, he's amazing, Joseph. So I'm on the phone, I just found Joseph online, on Facebook, contacting him, see him getting deals. And I'm like, I talked to him on the phone. He's like getting all these deals. Okay, no offense to Joseph. I hope you're better now. He was telling me, I'm not that good at sales. I never had sales experience. He wasn't even that good at talking. I kind of felt like he was scamming. Like he had a very, interesting way of talking. I'm just, being completely real. And I'm like, holy crap. If this guy's getting deals over the Zoom, of course I can do it. Like anyone can do it. He had zero sales experience and he has a Nigerian accent.
Mm-hmm.
And that blew my mind. But, before that, right now I'm selling gutter protection, high ticket sales. I've done door-to-door sales. And so what happened was basically I was in door-to-door sales, found this business model, saved up my money. I'm like, I gotta take this seriously. I could just quit my job. The first week, I joined the course, I went all in and quit my job.
Dude, I love it.
Crazy.
But here's like, what got you? I know I'm not trying to like just beat this dead horse, but like, dude, I don't think you maybe don't understand this, but like at 19 years old, most kids out there that are male 19-year-olds, they are literally trying to make a couple bucks to go to the liquor store and to hit the football game and to chase women after.
Looping back, I got you. Direct answer. Got you right now. So basically, growing up, through the age of, 15 to 17, I've had a lot of girls in my time. I did a lot of drugs. I partied a lot, like a lot of drugs, partied a lot. I was just in a really bad place. I almost got arrested when I was 16 years old. I had a near-death experience, and it's just so many things happened, and then it just clicked. I was like, okay, now I know I don't like partying. I know I don't like doing drugs and alcohol. All I want to do is kind of reach my max potential. I did grow up in, a rich area. So, I saw the Lamborghinis, I saw the cars, I saw these people making money. And, the biggest thing is these rich people, they're actually nice people. They're ethical people. It's because they added value to the marketplace. So the biggest thing was I've been there, I've done that. I've been there, done that. And I just wanted the higher life, because if you are, going to the liquor store, you think it's nice, it only lasts so long. Totally. Going to bed late, not waking up early in the morning, it only lasts so long. And, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So from 17 to 19 years old, I've just been hustling, getting sales jobs, buying courses online, and I just got sick and tired. I removed all my friends. That's the biggest thing for people who are my age, 20, 21. It might sound easy what I'm saying, but realistically, you have to be in a right environment. I am not friends with a single person from when I was in high school. All my friends are, making more money than me or making the same amount. You have to just remove everyone from your life. Even if it's your parents, you just have to remove it, and you have to put yourself in the right environment. I think that's kind of the biggest thing right there.
So what was it like? And this is a good point. I'm curious, what was it like growing up with, like, what are your parents' expectations of you? Are they like, hey, we're successful, so we expect it of you? Or are they just like, hey, like, how is that dynamic? Do you think it helped you seeing that? Because I think most people actually are the opposite, and they don't see that example, and so they have to kind of create it. Do you think that helped you? Did it make you complacent? Like, how does that work?
Fuck, man, you're hitting it to the core right now. It's like, wow, because I've always used that as an excuse when I was younger. My parents are already successful, like my parents aren't that successful, but they've done well for themselves. And, maybe if I was in poverty, I'd want to jump out.
Can I ask you what they do? Like,
so they own an X-ray service company, and they service all the X-ray equipment, all the X-ray machines in Canada and Ontario.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So finish your answer. I was just curious.
Yeah, sorry. So going back, rephrase the question.
No, my question was like, did having like I wouldn't call it a cush life, but like seeing and experiencing that level of like, just, we have money, we're in this area. Like, dude, I didn't see a Lamborghini till like 2 years ago, bro.
I know.
In fact, I didn't even know that like an Aventador was a type of Lamborghini until I started listening to a rapper named Russ. And he started talking about it. Like, I'm that naive, dude. I grew up in the sticks, So you're like the opposite end of a lot of people's spectrum.
It's so tough to say, because like at the end of the day, it's all BS and it's all excuses, because 90% of the people who grew up in that, kind of rich life, that rich expectation, they had no goals and ambitions for life. They're just coasting. I'll go to university, get a normal job. Like, they're all just coasting. And I always made the excuse of, oh, maybe if I come up broke, maybe if I had adversity, I'd be more hungry. I'd want to work more hard. And because I didn't work that hard growing up. And the biggest thing I struggle with now is like just working hard. So it's like, dude, there's two spectrums. It's all
funny?
BS.
Isn't it funny how humans are? like the people that are broke are like, if only I had a parent that would have shown me the way. And then
Yes, now you have no work ethic. It's
yeah, and then the opposite, when you have a parent that's showing you the way, you're like, oh, if only I was broke, I would be hungry, right? Like,
yeah.
it's just funny how humans work. So, dude, good for you, man. I think I think there's something to be said about it is almost sometimes more difficult, I feel like, for people who are in like that middle to middle upper, you know, whatever status to be really successful because they're comfortable. They've been comfortable and comfortable.
That's how, yes.
It's dangerous, dude. I've been on the phone with people in the last month and like they want to make a change. They want to do something different. They know that the business model makes sense. And then it comes down to the brass tacks and you're like, hey, I'm going to hold you accountable. You need to put some money in. You're going to have to do this, 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 and this. And they kind of like see that it actually is going to take work. And they're like, yeah, I'm not ready. And you're like, okay. And then you dig in and it's not because they don't believe in the model. It's because they're comfortable.
They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah. They're happy making 10K a month, barely paying their bills. They can go on one vacation a year, have a new Toyota Camry, whatever, go and get a steak once a month, whatever that is, which is becoming 10K doesn't do anything anymore compared to what it used to do.
No.
Dude, it's just crazy. So anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that, but I appreciate that's a cool like angle that we typically have the other end of the spectrum. And so I just wanted to ask you about that. So let's talk about your deal, dude. Okay, one more thing though. You told me when we talked for 2 seconds before that you have bought a ton of courses.
A
You've tried
ton.
a bunch of
Oh my
stuff.
God.
What are some of the other business models you've tried?
MLM. So that was the first thing I did when I was, 16, 17, multi-level marketing. I crushed it. I made like $1,000 my first week, Yeah, I'm still getting paid, $100 a month for my MLM business.
Love it, dude.
It was good. So MLM, I've done drop shipping. Of course, I've done the trading, the stock market
The
trading. trying to do
Forex,
that.
dude. We all get those DMs.
Oh yeah, of course. So, trading, MLM, and just the biggest thing is high ticket sales, which I bought into courses that promised me, they'll give me a client, I take the course, learn the sales, they'll give me a client, never got a client. So, high ticket sales, MLM, just different things, success coaches and stuff that promise, it's all in the mindset bullshit. It's all in the action. It's the only thing that matters. And I think, like Warren Buffett says, it's just really important to be in the right boat. You could be making 10 grand a month being the best salesman in the world. You have to be in the right vehicle. You have to be in the right boat. Right.
I totally agree with that. I talk about that all the time. I think we got to give credit. I think Alex Hormozi is the one that really made that saying popular because that's I heard it from him, not Buffett, but it's so true, right? Like you and I could go put 100 hours a week into a ditch digging company and there's only so much money we're going to make. And the problem with most people is they're not willing to do the work. They're just in the wrong vehicle. Right?
They could be the best too.
Knocking doors, dude. I don't know about you. I made a lot of money knocking doors, but guess what? There was no way for me to get rich knocking doors because I was trading my time for dollars, even though it's.
So I quit my job. Yeah, it was
totally. So there's different levels to it. So what was the thing about this business model after you've tried all this other stuff that you're like, boom, that's the one?
Okay, this is gonna sound really controversial, but so all the courses, let me take it back a little bit. So I was spending all this money on sales courses. I never really had a sales job. I had a sales job knocking doors. I became the number one performer in sales knocking doors in Ontario my first week. I like blew records the first month. So then I realized
what were you selling?
Bell, internet security, home phone.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah. So then I'm like, holy crap, all these courses, it's not because, I'm gifted, anything like that. I don't believe, all the courses I took finally paid off. So then I realized, okay, I just have to keep on buying courses. I have to keep on trying things and it's all going to pay off. So, when I found your course, I'm like, okay, maybe it's going to work. Maybe it's not going to work, but either way, that's going to bring me one step closer to the right vehicle. Totally. So I just kept on trying things. And that's kind of what clicked. I was like, hey, you know what? It sounds decent. He might be lying to me. He might not, but you have to just try. Because if you don't, you're going to be in the same freaking boat forever.
So what was it about Rank and Rent, or as I like to say, Rent then Rank, that was so attractive to you compared to MLM, compared to drop shipping? Like what was it that grabbed you and you're like, I got to do that?
Because it's just real value. It's like, how cool is it to like the business owner I have, like I'm changing his life. Like, it's like, he's a new business owner. I'm getting him more jobs than ever before. It's like, there's no business that like there's not many businesses where you can make money. And in the process of making money, people are thanking you and like, wow, like you can literally do this so well where a business owner will send you a message saying, wow, you changed my life.
Totally.
And
I've
you're
had
making a fortune off them.
I love that. Or they're paying you and they give you their service for free. I've had that happen, like window tinting or something like that. And that's just a really cool exchange. But no, it is true, dude.
That's
I've
probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
sold, home security systems, which you can argue like, hey, there is value because it's protecting peace of mind. But
You're just trying to make money.
we're actually like, we're able to like wash our own hands, create our own money. We can basically say, if you will do this and you will close deals, it'll not only pay for me, but it will give you an ROI, which is something that most products can't do. So it is incredible. Like it's dope. And I don't want to pretend to be this like great philanthropic person, but like it does feel good knowing you're going to sleep making freaking racks and you're doing it helping people. You're not just, well, here's a, whatever, that's just BS. Like it actually, I've seen it. I've gotten the text messages, I've gotten the phone calls, I've gotten the screenshots. I had a client that made $96,000 gross in 1 month from my leads, dude. Unbelievable. Like, even if it was half that in every month average, we added 600K to his business. It's stupid.
Yeah, I'm not a philanthropist either, but yeah, it's like,
I'm
you
going to
can
be a
help someone like
philanthropist.
that,
I'm going
it
to, once
feels
I'm super rich, I'm going to do the Rockefeller and do the 501(c) where you can look like a good person and then you just take the money back. It's non-tax. That's what they all do. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so dude, let's talk about this deal. So you got this deal. Tell everyone a little bit about the deal as far as like how much. You don't need to share the niche, or you can. Just tell me a little bit about the deal that you got well, I almost said the amount. You tell them, it's your deal, bro. Tell them.
Yeah, quick pitch. So it's $1,600 a month. So before this, I was crazy. Like, I was just going off trying to figure out how to do this. At one point, I was running 9 ads at a time. Then I tried 3, then I tried 2, just going crazy. I spent so much money on ads, it didn't work. I finally just focused on one website. I'm like, I've had enough, took your word for it, focused on one website.
Hold on. In fairness, I told you to do one, but you didn't listen.
No, I didn't listen. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to get to 10K in like 1 week. And it was so many calls were coming in, I wasn't, spending the time. I realized something. I underestimated how much work it would take. I'm not trying to put down what you're doing.
No, I love it. Tell them.
It took 10 times the amount of work to actually close the deal, have the client going, get the that I actually predicted. Like, so it took way more work, but I did the work, got the list, created a huge list, started calling business owners, found a business owner that worked, and sent him a couple jobs. He went on quotes. He did not make money before we had the interview or before we had the meeting. So I followed everything you did step by step, sent him a Loom. So I created the Loom, sent him the little video, and he told me he watched it. He lied. He didn't watch it. So then, I'm trying to schedule a Zoom call with him, and he's like, I don't do Zoom. I want to meet in person. So I decided to do an area close by for me. So he just wanted to meet in person. I was like, oh, fuck. So I met him in person. It was crazy. Give him the whole pitch. He was absolutely sold. Amex or Visa. He told me, I have to speak to my partners. Boom. I'm like, oh God, what did I do wrong? Like, it's over, right? Because I know sales, same day, today, not tomorrow, close the deal on the spot. I tried everything, all the sales tactics I could to close him. I just couldn't do it. He had to talk to his business partners, so gets back to me later that day. He said, let's do it. I just want your ID. Talks to his business partners. Let's do it. So he asked for my ID. Just quickly, what would you do there? Would you give him your driver's license?
Wait, like when he says he wants my ID, did you ask him why?
Yeah. So he just, I've been scanned many times, but pretty much.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care. Yeah, you get my ID. Yeah.
So that's what I did. But I told him in the meeting, I've always done this. I said I was 23 years old. I lied to him.
So, but dude, I got to point this out. So you like that just proves that until you got this deal, that was your yeah, but just like everybody else's.
100%. I always lied about my age in every sales. Yep.
So
Always.
did you feel like people wouldn't take you seriously because you were so young, or and I know that people are going to relate to this. So like tell us about that insecurity, because it's a thing. It totally is a thing. And I love that you're open enough to be like, yeah, it was. Now you've proved that that's not a thing. But what's going through your head? They're not going to take you seriously. They're going to think you're a kid. What?
100%. So, go what's going through my head. If I'm my dad, let's say I'm a business owner, I treat my business seriously. I've been in business for 20 years. I'm 60 years old, 50 years old. I have a 19-year-old daughter that's being a lazy, a little lazy girl watching Netflix all day. And then I have a son that's jerking off and doing absolutely nothing with his life, doing drugs. And now some kid is trying to do marketing that's the same age as my kids, doing nothing with their life. I would never trust my kids with this. And now some random 19-year-old wants to come and sell my business. I'm like, that's over exaggerated. But, a lot of these, I'm like, there's no way they would trust a 19-year-old.
Got it.
It's like, you're just a little kid, they think of when they were 19 and they were like, maybe this kid's just trying to scam me, like just get some quick bucks, or that's what I was thinking.
But again, it comes back to what we talked about yesterday and we continue to talk about, which is the leads are what do the selling. You don't have to be a certain age, a certain gender, a certain skin color, a certain accent. If you have a good product and a good service, and this is across the board. If I was selling some cookies and they were the best cookies ever, that would be my strategies, like free cookies, right?
Wouldn't matter how old you are, what you look like. No.
Doesn't matter. It's like, if I go and try a cookie and it's like the cookie, I don't care who created it. Like, I'm just going to buy. Same thing with this business. It's like, I think sometimes we forget, if your product, if you let them try it first, the only reason that they don't want it, like those become an issue, is because they don't trust you, right? Trust is the hardest objection to overcome. However, you know why we send the free leads? Because that is the best way to overcome the objection of trust. It's not having a fancy website. It's not having a little, name tag. It's not wearing a button-up shirt looking like a freaking pencil pushing dweeb. It's about sending the leads and getting their trust by saying, hey, Mr. Business Owner, here's how I'm going to prove that I'm serious. Here's a couple of free ones. I don't even want to talk about the money thing. You go try these out. That right there is the best way to overcome trust that I have ever discovered. And I have sold all kinds of different stuff. We used to have all these strategies. We would show the commercial. We would, hey, have you seen this? And have you seen our CEO on TV? But it just never worked like this does, because it was impossible for us to say, hey, try this out for free, because it was a full installation we had to do, right? So guys, if you're in a business, I don't even care if you're selling cookies or shoes or whatever, if there's a way that you can get somebody to taste, touch, smell, and feel your product first, with no recourse, with no strings attached, before they have to even talk about the money, you're going to sell far more units of that particular product or service, period.
Oh yeah, it's huge. So I learned a huge lesson, not to lie to a business owner about my age. And he told me after, just straight up, he told me that, I built the trust by sending him jobs. He doesn't really care. As long as I had the value, he doesn't care what my age was. That's what he told me.
So when he saw that you were actually only 19, what did he say?
So I sent him my ID. He saw that 19 and I didn't tell him. And then holy crap, it was dramatic. So he calls me back and he's like, yeah, you know what? Like, that totally just blew all the trust we had. You lied about your age. Now, I'm questioning everything that you said. Totally. That completely just ruined the deal. And the craziest thing is, looping back to what you said, the job, sending the free jobs, is so like hard to resist. How does a business owner actually resist that? So then, he said, I got to talk to my team about what you did. Let me think about it. He called me back the next day and he said, if I was in your shoes, I totally understand. Maybe I would have lied about my age as well. And just bottom line, he said, let's do it. And I just learned a huge lesson. I'm like, don't ever lie about your age again. It doesn't matter. That's and cool. He ended up doing it. And it was, closed deal.
That's cool, bro. what sales advice, backpedal. I want to ask you a couple more questions and we'll end this. To all the 18, 19, 17, 20, 21, 22, whatever age you are listening to this thinking, oh, I'm too young. What advice would you give them, knowing what you know now after having, done all these different things, tried all these different things, and now you've successfully put together. And did you tell everyone the amount of your deal?
1,600, yeah, $400 a week.
$400 a week. It's actually a little bit more than 1,600. It's like 1,670 or something because of the weekly payment, just so you know.
Yeah, and this is Canadian, so maybe 1,200 US.
Okay, it doesn't matter, but 1,600 Canadian, that's fine. Dude, and here's what's crazy. When you're that age, like I'm sure you got a few bills, but dude, 1,200 US or 1,600 Canadian, that goes a long way. Like you only need a couple more deals, bro, and you're going to be in a really good spot. And then we have to just make sure you don't get comfortable.
100%.
Right?
But
that's
looping back to what you said, what would I tell?
Yeah, what would you tell 17, 18, 19, 15, whatever, whoever's watching this right now that's like, hey, I love this. I feel passionate about making money online and like, just creating money that comes in with me not having to work or have to trade my time for dollars, but I'm young. What advice would you give that person?
Man, that's a good question, but let me get, so my first thing I was just going to say, try as many things as you can, because like the biggest thing is, you haven't tried enough, and that's why, you're saying you're young. But I think just back to the thing is, you've such a competitive edge, being 19 years old, because first off, it's just, you just have a huge competitive edge. You're fresh, and you also have the thing, when you're selling business owners, I'm 19, why are you trusting 30, 40-year-old Nick Wood who doesn't know shit about the internet? Trust me, I grew up with technology. Hey, so you have that, trust me, I grew up with technology. These 18, 19-year-olds who are maybe, in this program, you guys should be absolutely able to crush this because you have that trust of, exactly what you're doing. You've been around this. But in terms of the sales part, like, are you talking about, but maybe these 19-year-olds are scared of talking to older people?
Yeah, how do you develop confidence to talk to business owners and to even just have the confidence to go do business in general at that age?
Very, very simple. I know this is going to be tough to hear, but, I've learned from a lot of mentors I've had and a lot of different salespeople. I always thought it was courses. I always thought, okay, I just got to get as many courses, read the books, it's actually BS. Some of the best salespeople in the world never took a course. They never read a book. They just talked to people and they actually did business. I would just pick up, a side job, do sales, just whatever you can, talk to everyone. My grandpa who started the business for my parents, he used to say, I always wondered, why do you talk to so many people in public? Why do you start conversations? And he said to practice communication for when I'm in business. So I would just say, when you go to Tim's, try to start conversations with everyone you meet, try to pick up more sales jobs and just literally, you just have to take massive action, try opportunities, talk to people, and it's all about taking action.
Yeah.
There's no gimmick to gain confidence. You just have to do. Right?
I've never taken a sales course. I just adored. Now, of course, in those jobs, you're going to get training and the whole deal. But like, sure, I agree. The best way, bar none, to get sales experience is to actually do it. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, it sucks. Yeah, but that's just how you got to do it, man. Like you have to.
Yep.
You have to. Totally. I love it, bro. I love this. I love seeing young people kill it. Because dude, we get a lot of young people that are sniffing around this business model and they want to do big things, but I feel like so many of them want quick money and they go down this Forex rabbit hole and
do it, but do it quick. Yeah, I said do the Forex, do all that BS, but just get it done quick. And like, I don't think people shouldn't do that, because it's when I realized that quick money doesn't exist is when I started to have success.
You have to learn it. And I love that piece of advice, because I have people all the time, they'll get on with me and they'll say, I just don't know, man. I don't know. I think I could, like, my favorite is like, okay, I think I could just do that on my own. I could just figure this out on my own. And I'm like, okay, go try it.
Go ahead.
Go try it. And I'll talk to you next year, or I'll talk to you in two weeks or a month or whatever. It's the same thing. I'm with you, dude. If you're gonna go do the Forex thing, go do it right now and go and see you're gonna
Do
see
it. Go
really
all
quickly.
in right now and just
Yeah. You're
go
gonna
all in
really
and
quickly
fail.
see that like there's these holes in the business model or the drop shipping or the this. And again, every business model has holes. If it didn't, it would be a scam. The biggest hole in this business model, in my opinion, is the fact that it costs so little to get started that people don't treat it seriously. People are like, oh, I'm just gonna set up a site, and then they dabble for a couple weeks or a couple months, and then they don't have success, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't work, and they just write it off. And I say this all the time, if you were going to go start a Jimmy John's or a McDonald's, you would need 500 to $1 million, and you would have employees, and you'd have a lease, and you'd have insurance, and you would be doing the thing. Whereas with this, people are like, oh, I could go build a website in Weebly and watch one of Nick's YouTube videos, and oh, it doesn't work, I'm done, I'm out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If it was harder to get started, there would be more successful people. The problem is people get in and then they don't take it seriously. That's the biggest thing I've seen. But neither here nor there, dude. What's your goal? What's the end goal for you, buddy? Well, let's say what's the goal for you revenue wise by Christmas?
Man, like, I like to aim high, but I also like to be realistic. By Christmas, minimum, I'm just gonna tell you my minimum. I have my target. Minimum, it's got to be like at least 15,000 a month. Minimum. Like, fuck, if it's not 15,000, like, fuck, what am I doing? Like, I can make $20,000 a month in sales. Like $15,000 a month. But I just want to end it with one question regarding this. Is that okay? So I have one client. How do I get to $10,000 a month as soon as possible?
So
such a broad question.
No. So it's a good question. Let me answer it. So you got two different ways, right? You need to either increase the amount that you're charging, or you just need to do more deals, right? So back a year ago in 2021, we had a humongous month, dude, massive month. We did over 20K. We did $24,000 of new contracts in 1 month. And you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, that's so much money, which 24,000 times 12, that is a lot of money. Like, you think about how much those are worth, right? But you know how we did it? We sat down and said, the only way we're going to hit this, because I didn't have a huge team. It was me, one setter, one guy that answered calls, and Francesca. We sat down and went, okay, in order to pull off 20K minimum in a month, we need to be charging at least $2,000 a month, right? Because that's going to allow us to do 2 to 3 deals a week. That's doable. So then you start going, okay, $2,000 a month. What niche do I have to go in to be in $2,000 a month? And okay, cool. And so you just start backing into that. So yeah, I would just say, if it were me, I would say I'm only doing 2K a month. And now I only need to go get, another 7 deals in the next 3 months. That's freaking so doable. That's 2 deals a month, 2.5, 3 deals a month. Maybe do 4 just in case. That's it, right? You do one. It's not that difficult. You just need to either increase the amount you're charging or just do more deals. And to me, do both.
Okay. And then, so to keep it stupid simple, then, let's say I'm not increasing the amount my deals cost. Let's say that, what can I do? Because I found it took me like a long time to get this client. What can I do and to shorten the time? Because I hear people saying, oh, I talked to the business owner, I had him sold in like 3 days. So what you're telling me.
How long was so first of all, once you get your first deal, your second one, if you keep working, it's going to come way quicker. Just so you know, that's just math. You go look at the group. There's so many people that have been doing rank and rent in other programs, other groups for literally 2-3 years. Nothing. Boom, they land a deal. 2 weeks later, they get their second one. So that's going to happen quick if you don't stop. Mm-hmm. But as far as shortening up the time of when you talk to when you
close,
yeah. So the biggest things for me has been setting the expectations up front properly with the business owner when I call them. Secondly, making sure every lead that I give them is live transferred and just letting them know. So here's what I do is I'll call on that first call and I'm like, hey, look, I'm here to earn your business, but I don't want to talk about that yet. Let me give you a couple free leads. And then are you good to talk in a couple of days or after I get you a couple leads, right? I'm going to send you this link, bro. It's going to be live, but yeah, you can write this down. Okay. And they're going to say, okay, so now they're thinking a couple of days, right? And then what I do is when I go to send that first lead, you know what I do? I send it. And then as soon as I send the live transfer, I know it's scheduled, but let's say that something happens and they can't schedule it. I'm calling them an hour later saying, hey, were you able to get that one scheduled? I have another one that's here, but I want to make sure we get that one scheduled before I send you the second one.
Wow. Okay. And back to what you were saying before, one of the most important things is to make sure the site is just firing out jobs. Because I think that's the biggest thing slowing down a lot of people in your group is they have this one site going, it's getting, 1-2 jobs a week.
1-2 jobs. No. So that's actually not it. So what it is this, dude.
Okay.
A lot of my clients that I have, I'm talking about my personal clients, right?
Okay.
A lot of my personal clients in the first couple months, you know how many leads I send them?
No.
12 to 15, right? That's less than one a day. Less than one a day. I just set the expectation. So the game is, how do you get?
No, but to get them on the hook fast.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you want
to
to
have some jobs like ready to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but it's about, again, it's about expectation. So here's what you do is if I'm calling you, you're the business owner. I'm like, Cameron. I'm like, Mr. Cameron, whatever, Mr. Business Owner. If I say, I'm going to get you 3 leads and then let's talk on Wednesday. Okay. What's going to happen?
Leads like that. You think it could that simple?
No, I'm giving you a bad example. If I say that, if I say, I'm going to get you 3 leads by Wednesday, then guess what? I look like an ass if I don't get them 3 leads by Wednesday. If I say this, hey, Cameron, I want to get you a couple leads in the next few days, but I want them to be really good jobs. They might come in quick. It might take a little bit. It just kind of depends. But I'm going to get you a couple and then we'll talk in a few days. If I do that, I haven't put myself in a corner. And now guess what? Let's say my ad, is running in Florida and all of a sudden Hurricane, is it Ian? Comes in.
Ian. Yeah.
Hurricane Ian comes in. It's like, oh crap, that's going to be 2 weeks before I get a lead. It's not that big of a deal because I told him I didn't paint myself in a corner. The only time I do that is if I have a website already built, I'm looking for a new client, or, I built it and I ranked it. Then I go to get the client and I know what kind of volume has been coming in for the last couple months. Then I'll do more of that type of style and go, hey, I'm going to get you a couple leads. We should see a few in the next couple of days, but I typically just leave it open, say, let me get you a couple and then let's talk. Got it?
Right. I know it's a lot. I know you have to end the call, but do you qualify the live transfer customers to make sure that, these are good leads,
100%,
not jokers?
100%. I don't want to send them dog shit, dude. Think about it, like if you were selling cookies, wouldn't you want to check and make sure that there wasn't some, like one of your cookies had no chocolate chips in it?
So what are you saying? Are you looking to get this done soon or?
No, I'll just say, hey, is this Susan? Yeah. Okay, cool. What are you looking for? Tree service? Awesome. What do you got? And I'm like acting like the receptionist, right? I'm getting all the
and you can just tell from the conversation.
Totally, you can tell. And if they're like, yeah, I'm just trying to shop around and this is going to be a ways out, or we're going to wrap it into the real estate proposal that we're selling.
And it's not even worth it to transfer that job.
I don't want them to have shit leads. I want the first 3 to be really good. And I don't care if it takes a week. So I do
like, holy crap. Every lead you send is like, wow, that's another gold.
I send them from some gold ones and I'll set expectations, let them know, like they're not all going to be perfect, but yeah, that's really key, making sure, or if you're in concrete, I'm not going to send them 2 jobs that are like 2-yard little extensions. I'm going to say, I'm going to hold on to those ones and get them a couple of good ones first. And then I'll just let them know, hey, here's a couple of these kind of smaller ones if you want them, but don't feel obligated. Right.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Appreciate it, Nick. And
love it, bro. Okay, guys. I appreciate everybody being on. This is Cameron Shaw. Watch out. 15K a month is coming soon.
Oh, fuck.
19 years old. When are you turning 20?
March 24th.
March 24th, he turns 20 years old. We expect 15K per month Canadian by Christmas.
Okay, done.
Hey, bro. Appreciate you.
Done.
See you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.